Welcome back to Future Unscripted. I'm Lydie, and today we're breaking down day 2 of Tony Robbins' AI Summit and the biggest takeaways you can actually use this week if you are tired of feeling like there are just not enough days or hours in the day. Stick around until the end of the episode as we have a little something for you.
And I'm Aubrey. In today's episode, we'll start with Dean Graziosi's 90-day focus to finally finish what we start. Then Arthur Brooks on using AI for your left brain and using real life for your right brain. And finally, we'll talk about Sabrina Romanov showing how to turn ideas into content with AI in minutes.
All to help you buy back time for what truly matters.
Let's jump in. Hi, Lydie.
Hey, Aubrey.
So let's kick this off because we are recapping day 2 of Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi's AI Summit, along with some of the takeaways that we have learned this week. And so there are a couple things that I know that we want to talk through. But the first one being this idea of the 90-day focus. And this is something that a lot of gurus, a lot of teachers teach, that working on something for 90 days makes it more of a reality, that you'll carry that habit, that learning forward. But the main point that I think he was trying to make in the summit at the top of day 2 was that focusing on something for 90 days actually helps us finish things. And there are a couple of steps that he gave us, and I'm going to talk through the steps really quickly, and then I want to hear your thoughts. But
Okay.
number 1, this can be something that we do for free. We just need a notebook. Step 1 that he gave us was after we have an idea that we care about, whether it's a business, whether it's wanting our relationships to be more of a priority, whether it's our finances, we have the idea and then we write down our constraints, which to me, what that means is what's really against us. Like where are the potential hurdles that we could expect? And then from there, we list the possible solutions that can help address those constraints. We also list, thirdly, why it's important, meaning the idea. He goes through this exercise, 7 levels of why. If you haven't heard of it, definitely look it up. It's a very useful exercise that any of us can do at home. But the final step of this is ask, what if I don't do it? So what is the cost of this idea? And if I don't move forward with it? And in these 4 steps, we identify the potential enemies that we have, the potential things that could hold us back. But AI can help us spot our risks quicker and helps us pick our plans faster. So I know I just went through a lot of different steps there and what this looks like, but I'm curious to know for you, what are some habits or new practices that you've implemented with this 90-day plan in mind, or what's something that you could implement with this system that you and I just learned about last week?
Yeah, thanks for highlighting those points. So definitely for me, I haven't had a chance because it's literally just, ended to implement anything really. But this is something I think you and I have talked about as well, where AI's strength is to take your thoughts, your ideas, your desires, wishes, goals, and dreams, and like kind of figure out the gaps, right? Where so I'm totally planning basically to use these ideas, some of these ideas in my personal life. I think I want to actually create a system where I can dump a lot of like even like past things that has happened in my life, history of mine. And then it'll be like a library of stories and thoughts and things that I can use um, going forward, either in my own personal content creation. Um, and obviously, I have so many goals that for the future, writing a book and all that stuff, right? So I'll be able to use those things. So, I mean, those ideas are actually super genius. How about you, though? Like, have you had a chance to implement anything as of yet?
Not yet, but I really like the idea of leaning on AI to help spot the gaps that we can't see. It's kind of like when you and I taught our recent webinar, and we had a prompt in there that helped us see where are the gaps, where are the connections in different things that we're interested in. And this was a big theme of day two also, is that AI is great at pattern recognition. And so when we can either do an audit of our time or communicate in some way to AI, what are the patterns that we're experiencing now that aren't serving us? If we lean on AI to help us spot, okay, where could we tweak here and there to really optimize our time and our energy? To me, that's very exciting, because I think a lot of us know where our problems are, but we don't always know how to solve them. And
Absolutely.
that kind of brings us to point number two with Dr. Arthur Brooks, who is a Harvard professor. He's an author. He wrote a book with Oprah recently, too. But he teaches all about happiness at Harvard. And one thing that he said that stood out to me in day two is that happiness is the business of life. And it's something that we all want. It's something that we can all relate to, is chasing happiness or attracting more joy. And he said in day two that we can use AI to buy time so that we can spend our time on real life mysteries. And the analogy that he gave, or the explanation that he gave, was that we all have left brain, right brain of our minds. The left side's more analytical, more process driven, more logical, more black and white. The right side of our brain is more creative, more geared toward communication, love, relationships, soft skills exist in the right side of our brain. And where AI can help is AI can manage the things, left side tasks that we don't necessarily need to manage, so that we can then go and use our time on more right brain things. What are your thoughts on that? Like, does that
Yeah,
resonate with you? What do you think
absolutely.
about all that?
Absolutely. He might have been my favorite speaker that day. I gotta think about this because I mean there were so many great speakers, but I loved like what he was teaching about the left brain and the right brain. So basically he was saying as well, like AI is your assistant to the like you just said that. So you want to use it to answer questions like the what and the how to, but definitely not the why, because the humans, right, we are here, we're still the creators, and so that question, the why, is always going to remain with us, right? So and definitely he was kind of pushing us to kind of keep asking questions and think. The whole thing about him talk about the happiness, oh my gosh, that's so true, because basically you want to use AI to take away boring tasks. And what you're left with is like more time with your pets, your loved ones, maybe more vacation, more fun. Because literally, there is so much less fun in the world. Like people are so worried about all of the things, right? The news is always kind of so grim. And so, what can we substitute? And so, I loved what he was talking about, honestly, Aubrey. AI is
And he
definitely our friend in that matter of buying time, but not in the happiness realm. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, that it kind of seemed like his perspective was the one that was set apart from most of the experts. And I say that because
Mm-hmm.
the experts were talking very much about like tactical how to do things. Here are prompts that you can use. Here's a system you can use to be more efficient. And then his talk was more um, encouraging us to ask these bigger questions of ourselves, like, why was I born? Why do I exist? What is my purpose? And then go touch grass. Like use AI to to offload these tasks that we don't really need to worry about or think about anymore. And then use that time to go out and touch grass, go out, connect with others. AI definitely doesn't replace human connection,
Mm-hmm.
but it can enhance it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because that's a slippery slope that some people are already kind of falling into, falling in love with AI. I know I call my AI my husband, my boyfriend, this and that, but I'm just joking. I think I actually haven't really given AI anything that personal, like that deep yet. I might, but even if I do, I mean, you have to be careful. Like, I mean, for me personally, I'm like, I can't see myself, like having a relationship. It's not a person. It is not even a thing. It's just, it's like a cloud somewhere. So we have to be mindful. And so it can never replace human touch, friendship, romantic partners. So I hope everybody's with me on that one. But yeah.
Yet. Yet.
Yet, I mean, girl, would you want an
Oh,
AI boyfriend? Like, seriously?
no, no, no. No, I wouldn't, but it's happening. It will happen. It is
I know.
and it makes sense because of the loneliness epidemic that we're in. We are more connected than ever technologically, but we're more disconnected than ever personally. It it makes sense why people are going to marry robots.
And
It
I
like
cringe. I cringe.
I do too, but
Please.
I get like I don't want it for myself, but I get it. Like I get why this is going to start happening more and more.
This is like sci-fi movies. Have you not watched the movies? And then you get with the robot and then they take over. Like,
The future is
for me,
here and it's unscripted.
you said it this time. Oh my gosh. That's right, people. The future is unscripted. You've heard it here first.
Lest you forget. Okay,
Oh my
so
gosh.
moving on to topic number 3. So Sabrina Romanov
Yeah.
was another teacher on day 2. She's such a badass. I just love her. Like you and I
Same.
both were fangirling.
Same.
You
We
and I
are
are both fans.
fan. Absolutely. Big,
Sabrina,
big
if you
fan.
watch this, we love you.
Yes, we
Um,
do.
she's a great teacher and has this way of explaining complex ideas about AI in a simple format. And she talked a lot about how, as creators, as entrepreneurs, when we sit down at the computer, knowing what we need to do for the day, but we're staring at this blank page. We
Mm-hmm.
know what we're supposed to do, but then it comes time to execute, and there's some resistance there. There's some procrastination there. And she showed us in the summit how AI can turn our ideas into content faster. And that the old way was very much we scroll through Instagram, see what other people are doing, see what our competitors are doing. And then we might Google some topics. We might look at SEO terms around what people are searching for. But that was the old way, very much more manual research. And
Yeah.
now we can work with AI to give AI examples of our content, educate AI on who our audience is, and upload these pieces of content to get feedback. AI will then come back with 3 different drafts, and you can pick the one that works for you best for TikTok and Instagram. So that was just one short example that she gave around how the process of work has changed. And I can't remember if she was the one who said this, but one of the biggest shifts, and I might have mentioned it the last episode, but it's worth repeating, is that instead of the default thought around a task being, am I, Aubrey or Lydie, the person that needs to solve this? Or can AI solve this for me? And making that shift of the default question being, can AI solve this for me? And that's a pretty big shift. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on that in terms of
Mm-hmm.
the content creation process, and then also remembering that AI is here to help us.
Absolutely. I mean, she was phenomenal. She's like there were so many people, but she's the one to follow, to be honest. Um, Around the content creation, you and I have been doing this actually week in and week out, using AI to help us, because that's where, that blank page is so powerful, because we sit there. If, back then, how did content creator come up with the ideas, right? And it's not that we cannot do it from our brains. We still have that ability, of course, but it's just accelerating the process. Now you tell AI, listen, give me 5 viral content ideas. And my expertise is, and technically, and usually AI will already know what your business, what you're about, right? So it's just a matter of asking it to help you think. And so it's just accelerating the thing. So 100% I'm there and I'm with her. um and again, like now have 5 content ideas instead of a blank page. And so you have bought time that you can then use for going for a walk and hugging a tree, let's just say. But her presentation was actually amazing. She gave a lot of actual prompts. For example, write a viral social media post for my expertise. What is another one that I kind of had there? But anyway, and then she's also talking about, she was saying, there are different levels to this. You can be a beginner and have certain prompts. And she gave, the mid, and then something more for somebody who's already using AI a lot in their lives. And then what was the other part you asked me, Aubrey, girl? My brain.
I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, she was amazing. So I think
I
all in
asked
all,
about the prompt. Oh, the shift of the we were talking about the shift from, am I the person who has to do this, or can
yeah,
AI do it for me?
that's right. And so exactly what I was saying is AI can do that for you. It can be your writing partner. And I would never say to anybody, take what AI has given you when you've prompted it and just use that word for word. I don't think I've ever done that. You must take what it says and then kind of touch it. You have to massage it to make sure it sounds always like you, and like it sounds human, and it doesn't lie, because we know some AIs, they like to lie. So you have to kind of make sure, do a little research, And so absolutely AI is can actually do a lot of things for us and not us breaking our heads. So
Yes.
for that, love AI for that matter, for that part.
And just to eliminate the fear of sitting down and staring at a blank page, especially when you work for yourself.
Mm,
Like, nobody's standing over your shoulder telling you what you need to do if you work for yourself, if it's just you. Nobody's telling you, hey, this is the deadline we've got to meet. It's all on you. And so AI can be the thing that sort of gets you going at the beginning of the day, or at least helps you come up with a plan of execution.
absolutely.
So we have a special surprise for everyone who has stayed to the end. And by this time, hopefully, you all know us a little bit better, and that we're always trying to work smarter and not harder, and take these principles that we've learned from an AI summit that was for free, like this one, and bring it into our actual life. So, what we want to provide is something that helps with the leaking of your most precious resources, and that is your time and your energy. And so we want to invite you to something that we are also trying ourselves. We're calling it the 7-day Buy Back Your Time Challenge. So think of this as, it's not a rigid to-do list for the next 7 days. It's more of a 1-week experiment to help us be kinder to ourselves and to help set up our future selves for success. It's designed to use AI to handle the mental heavy lifting on tasks that drain us, and consciously reclaiming those minutes and hours for what actually bring us joy or moves the needle forward in our business.
Absolutely. So, as an example, we're not going to give the whole thing away, but for example, on day one, you would then kind of just prompt the AI and give it, like, offload all your constraints, maybe some problems. And so by doing that, you're giving a name to the things that is maybe holding you back. Your stuff that maybe, make you stay in your head, like, ideas you might have, and so why this is a good thing is because you can't really fix a problem you haven't named or you haven't recognized, right? It's like anything else in life. You have to recognize that you have a problem, but by dumping all these constraints, all these things, you're actually putting all that stress kind of on paper. It's not on paper, but onto AI. And so it can help you. So that would be an example of day one, but there are definitely more information. I think Aubrey, you got a bit more for us.
Oh, yes. So, day 6, for example, is we'll do a joy audit, which is just a different way of asking what's draining me, what's sucking the life out of me. Is there anything that I can add to my day to make me smile a little bit more or make my day lighter?
Absolutely. And so I was loving that the day 6 because Aubrey curiosity that taps into everything Aubrey and fun and making sure that we're not just drowning into all the serious things that we have to do. So it's basically a system that's going to help you clear the clutter, spark new ideas, repurpose your efforts without burnout. And if you're tired of feeling busy, but maybe not so productive, we really challenge you to try this 7-day challenge with us just for 1 week. Nice and easy.
Yes, and we'll link the PDF below. Subscribe here for more AI and entrepreneur tips. We really love talking with you all and talking about all of these topics. And let us know how it's going after you've downloaded the PDF. We'll be doing the challenge along with you, posting Lydie on her TikTok, me on my TikTok. We'll be posting along the way too. But before we wrap up, we want to leave you with 2 quotes from day 2 of the seminar of the Tony Robbins AI Summit. Number 1 comes from Dr. Arthur Brooks, and that is love people, use things. I love that one. Love people, use things.
So
AI is a
powerful.
thing.
Absolutely.
And then Tony Robbins quote, trade fear for curiosity. No shocker that we love curiosity around here, Lydie included. And a big reason for that is it is a major, major antidote to fear. As soon as we feel fear come up, because it always does, stepping into curiosity allows us to step into the unknown with fear not overtaking our brains. So wondering what if, that immediately gets us out of fight or flight and puts us in a place where we can move forward and take action on our day.
Powerful. I love these quotes. Thank you, Aubrey. Awesome conversation as usual.
Thank you, Lydie.
And
See you
see you
next
guys.
week.